Hello everyone, this is Lynks here, and today I've got my first tutorial on Photoshop. I use Photoshop CS4, and basically this is going to be my series on my FX channel, and it's just going to be the basics to Photoshop, and hopefully it will teach you something. I'm going to run you through basically today brushes, how to open documents and like, new document and stuff. Also eraser tool and text tool, and how to save pictures, and just some other like really useful tips in Photoshop. I've got Photoshop CS4. Most of this stuff is pretty much the same as CS3, to be honest. I think it just looks a bit different, and I'm not sure about CS5 because I don't have it and I've never used it. But yeah, I'm going to be using CS4 and it works in CS3. Right, so we're going to open up Photoshop, and it takes a little while. Today I'll also be showing you how to use brushes as well, which is really important. Right, so you've got up Photoshop and it's just a big grey background and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? What you're going to do is, today I'm going to teach you how to make a 500 by 500 pixel YouTube logo, and it's going to be really basic, but it's kind of a cool effect. You're going to want to hit Control or Command if you've got a Mac, and then press N, and then it's going to come up with this screen. You're going to want to change the width to 500, and you're going to want to make sure that it's pixels and not inches. In inches, it's like 500 inches. That'll be huge. That's what she said. Yeah, very funny. Right, I've got my resolution at 182.88 pixels per inch. It doesn't really matter, but as you turn your resolution down, it's going to get better quality and stuff, and just don't mess about with that. Just leave it as it is on Photoshop. I've tampered with mine. The colour mode, you're going to want to make sure it's set to RGB colour, which means that colours will actually work. If you change it to grayscale, everything will be black and white. You're going to want to make sure it's 8-bit, and you're going to set the background contents to transparent. If you do background colour, it's just going to be grey and you're not going to see anything. And if you do white, it's just going to be white anyway, which you're going to need to delete for what we're doing. So you're going to set it to transparent, and don't worry about the advanced stuff, just leave that alone. You're going to hit OK or Enter, and that's going to give you a perfect square of 500 by 500 pixels, and you've got no background at all. It's just clear, like completely clear. Right, basically, down here in the right box where my arrow's flashing now, this is the layers menu, and what it does is, this is layer 1. If you make a new layer, that's layer 2. Whatever's on top is like, okay, I'll demonstrate because it's quite hard to explain. If I fill this, and then move it behind there, and then if I get a paintbrush and change my colour to black, you don't have to follow this, this is just a demonstration. So if you make like a paint splat with the brush, if you drag that behind, oh crap, sorry, I'm going to hit Control Z, Control Z, right, if you put the brush on layer 1, and then you drag it behind layer 2, it's on top, so you can like edit layers. The eye thingy is basically visual layer, so you can see what you're doing, and that's really helpful as well. But we're going to delete this for the time being, and I'm going to make a new layer. Right, there we go. So we just got a normal layer again. That's an annoying noise. Right, this is your arrow tool. Basically what it lets you do is, if you select it, it lets you move around what you've done. Hit Control Z to take it back, and Control Alt Z. Right, also I want to teach you about Control Z. It's probably one of the most helpful things in Photoshop. Say if you're rubbing something out with the eraser tool, and you think that looks really bad. I want to go back a step to where it originally was. If you hold down Control or Command, if you've got a Mac, and hit Z, it will take it back to what you just did. If you do Control Alt Z, it will take you back another step, and you can keep doing that until it runs out, and I can go all the way back to that. All the way back to my original document, which is what we want. So I'm going to teach you how to use the paint bucket tool, the colours, text and also brushes. So what you're going to want to do is, on your main layer, you're going to hit the paint bucket tool, which is down here, and then you're going to want to click the top layer, which is probably black if you've first time opened up Photoshop, and you're going to select a colour. I'm going to select a nice bright purple for LynksFX because I'm not gay, and I'm going to fill that in, and that's an okay colour, I guess. I'll leave it at that because this is just a demonstration. And basically that is just a whole block of colour now. It's completely flat, all filled in, and the paint bucket tool is really handy because if you've got an eraser and you rub out a circle, do not do this by the way, and you change the colour, Photoshop's really clever and it will only change the colour of the inside, but we don't want that today. We just want a normal blank document. Right, so we've got this purple in the background and we're going to want to add some text. So you're going to click the T, which is down here, and it takes quite a while to load on mine. I'm not sure if it should or not, but mine does. And you're going to select Myriad Pro, which you can probably download from Dafont. I don't know if people have got it or not. Actually no, we're going to do Orbitron, which you have to download from Dafont. We're going to make the text colour, oh yeah, also I'll show you this. Across here is your blend mode, which you don't need to worry about at the time being. This is the size, it's 100 parts. This is like the edges. I usually leave mine on smooth, to be honest. That's a centering side to side, which is the same as Word, you should know that. This is warping text, which you should ignore for now. It's quite advanced, which like basically arcs your text and stuff. And this is your text options, which is just all this but in a little helpful box kind of thing, and it won't go away. Oh, CS4 is not responding. Typical. Sorry about this, minor inconvenience. It'll work in a second, hopefully. Sometime today. Right, here we go. Right, so you, yeah, don't click on that really. Right, so you're going to want to click, not click and drag, just click. And then you're going to want to type out whatever you want. I'm going to have Lynks. I'm going to want to change the size down to 80. No, actually, I'll go 60. Nope, even less, 40. There we go. And then you're going to want to click your arrow and drag it into the centre. And oh my god, what the fudge. Right. Make that all 40. Right. So you've got your text here. And what you're going to want to do is Control or Command if you've got a Mac and press T, and that's going to put this box around it, and that's the free transform tool. So now if you go out to the edges you can rotate it, and if you go into the middle you can shrink it and make it look really fat, or you can stretch it out, and it doesn't matter how much you stretch it, it will always stay relatively good quality because it's a text. So see, all it does is basically takes the size of the text up. So we're going to want to hit Control Z because I want that like that, and Control T again, and I'm going to rotate it about 45 degrees to this way. I'm not going to be all technical about it, and I'm going to stick it about there. That looks pretty good. And you're wanting to hit Enter or the tick tool and just adjust it using the arrows on your D-pad on your laptop or desktop, depending on what you've got. And then I'm going to do the same again, and I'm going to put another text, and I'm going to put FX. You don't have to do this, but it's quite helpful. And then you're going to want to hit the arrow again, and hit Control T. Then you're going to want to spin the text to the side, pull it up here, drag it down and out, and make it a lot bigger. Don't know how silly that's going to look. Quite silly, to be honest. Right, put it about there. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. It looks quite pro-ish. Like, not pro editing, but it looks kind of professional and not really sloppy. Just going to make that a bit bigger. Hit enter. And just adjust it with the arrows. I'm going to make them touch. There we go. That looks a bit better. Right, and then it looks pretty boring at the moment. It's kind of bland. So what you're going to do is you're going to select your back layer. See, it creates new layers. You can get rid of the effects and the links and stuff. And the background, obviously. And you're going to want to go to the brush tool, which is here. Click, or you can also do shortcut, I think it's G. Just check. Oh, B even. That was quite silly of me. B for brush. Press B and that will take you to your brushes. And I've got some brushes that I downloaded from the internet. But you've got basic brushes. I'll put a link in the description of where I get my brushes. But I'm going to use Midnight City brushes because I think they're kind of awesome. Use this. And then you can just put them wherever you want, really. That looks quite bad, actually. I'll get rid of these ones. I might use paint and spatter brushes because they're quite good. Well, they're amazing, actually. I love paint and spatter brushes. Actually, I'll use a really artistic brush. Here we go. Nope, that's too much. Way too much. And all it is really is personal preference. You can just go over it with whatever you want. I like that. Oh god, that looks pretty good. Right, I'll leave that at that. And then also, just to make it look a bit better, I'm going to show you a really easy, simple, but quite good effect. You're going to want to go up the top here to filter. And then you're going to want to hit filter, render, and lens flare. And drag the crosshair over to the top left. Turn the brightness up maybe a little bit. Make sure 50 to 300mm prime zoom is whatever it is, the top one. And then hit OK. And now you've got a cool little lighting thing. Don't move that, that's silly. Right, so now you've got a cool little lighting thing and a 500 by 500 image that is perfect for your YouTube logo. I've hoped this has been helpful to you. And there will be more coming, and it will get harder and harder as I go along. Obviously, I'll take you up to hopefully my standards, and you can make some really amazing backgrounds, images, desktop backgrounds, renders, anything you want really. Just comment or PM me with ideas. Anything will do. I really don't mind. I'll make anything for anyone. If you want a background or a logo made, I am making them absolutely for free. And I will not charge you for any of them because I just think, I don't know, I'm guessing it's okay to charge people, but I'm not going to because I'm nice. So, there you go. And to save your image, you want to hit Control S or Command S. If it works, there we go. And I'm going to save it to my pictures. And make sure that it isn't a PSD because that's a Photoshop format. You're going to want to change it to PNG because that's the best quality. You want to click Save, and then click OK, and now you're done. Now you've got, I'll just open it. I'm not going to save that as a PSD because I can't be bothered and there's no need. Just try and find where it is. Pictures. Well, I have so many pictures. Need to delete some of these quite badly. Here we go. And now you've got a cool, groovy looking 500 by 500 image, and that will fit perfectly for your YouTube or even Skype profile picture or logo, whatever you want. The brushes are completely up to you, and so's the colour scheme. This is just my house style for my channel, so that's why I used it. I hope this has been helpful to you, and thanks. See you later. Bye.